Hello, welcome to Granny's channel. Nice of you to stop by. Today I'd like to talk about the sadness that you can feel when you have to rehome a beloved pet. Recently I had to do that because where I live they have this policy that you're only allowed to have one pet. So, which is like one cat. And at the time I had two. Okay, the reason I had two was because, okay, I had Tux. And I just felt like he could use a companion because he seemed kind of bored and just, needed the company of another cat. And so I was looking on Craigslist and I found this wonderful little Manx cat. She was a tabby. She was so sweet. And so I adopted her. And they hit it off right away. Within 3 days, they were good buddies. They were, laying next to each other over there on that little gray pad there, and it was so sweet. And he needed that. I feel like he had been mistreated in the past before I got him, because he was afraid of a lot of things, and he was kind of, neurotic. I mean, he didn't act like a normal cat, that you see in these videos and stuff. Like, he was afraid of a broom. He was afraid of the rod that's on the, one of these toys that, they swat at and everything. And if it had feathers on it, it would freak him out. So maybe he'd either gotten lost from his home or maybe just dropped off somewhere. And maybe he had gotten abused, chased by some birds or something. I don't know. But he was like scared to death of feathers. Um, Strangers, whenever somebody would come knocking on the door, he runs and hides. And if I'd get the broom out of the closet and to start to sweep, he would run away and go hide. Um, So, I mean, he just had some quirky things about him. So anyway, after getting her, she taught him how to play with toys, how to. Now he loves those, feather toys that and he swats at them and stuff. He learned that from her, and he learned how to get up on the counter. Apparently, maybe he had been taught or, chased off from, wasn't allowed up on, the counter or the table or anything. And so he never would do that. Uh, Now, he would jump up on top of the freezer and then on top of the refrigerator and go up on top of the cabinet sometimes. And, but other than that, he pretty well stayed on the, floor level. And but now she was into high places. She liked following me and watching everything I did. I mean, she's very curious. She had to know. I mean, if I was in the kitchen cooking or something like that, she was, sitting right there on the counter watching every little thing I did. And so that was just the way she was, and that didn't bother me. I thought it was kind of cute. Uh, But anyway, um, she taught him a lot, and she taught him to try different food because before I got her, the only thing he would eat would be the rabbit pate. Well, then and she would, eat anything. She wasn't picky at all. So he started trying, different foods because she was eating them. And so I guess he just wanted to know, well, she likes it. Maybe I like it. So anyway, uh, after, you know, being informed that you're only allowed to have one cat, I had to rehome her. And that happened recently, just about a month ago. And it took, I interviewed like three different people that were interested in her, adopting her. And I think I found her, the best place to go. And they have been nice enough to send me, pictures of her and, let me know how she's doing. And she's doing great. She just, it took about maybe about a week for her to get used to her new place and the new people and stuff. Um, but this person was well familiar with the Manx breed because she used to be a Manx breeder and won a championship. One of her cats won the cat show championship. So a certificate of which is hard to do. But anyway, uh, that's where she went. This local, and they own a farm and they have a big house with they got a cat door. It goes out to the screened-in porch, and down to the downstairs area, and you know, and I can just tell she's doing good, and she's happy. And but when at first, I was really sad. I mean, it was hard, to give her up to let her go, and it was even hard on Tux. You know, I could tell he missed her a lot, and because he started crying more, meowing a lot more, being more needy and clingy, uh, and he didn't have her to chase after. They used to chase each other around the house and play wrestle, and you know she would even groom him, and they were just so great together. But so sadly, I had to rehome her, and for the first couple of weeks, I mean, she would come to me in my dreams when I would be sleeping, and I'd have dreams about her, and I thought about her all the time, and I still think about her a lot, and I still miss her. Uh, but I'm finally starting to deal with that, process that, and come to terms that she's, as long as she's happy, that's that's the part that matters, and I think that she is, because the people she's with, they're animal people. They're her daughter has two cats, and she's a senior. The lady that adopted her, she's a senior like me, and but she has family that also you know helps out with like the farm animals. They have donkeys and chickens and ducks, and uh, she has a parrot, and so anyway, uh, she's doing good, and but it can be a hard thing, to have to do. Especially when you don't want to do it. You're not doing it for any other reason except as it's something that you have to do. And I had to do it. It was, even though I didn't want to. It was the rules of the community. Where I live. I live in a senior housing community, and so it was. Sometimes you just have to go by other people's rules, and you can't do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. It just doesn't work that way. So anyway, I'm glad I had her for the time that I had her. I had her for about 8 months, and she was about 4 months old when I got her, and she just had turned a year old when I rehomed her. So, but but she was very special cat, and so I just want to tell people, don't try not to feel too bad. If it's something you have to do. Some people have to rehome their cat when they, or dog, or whatever. Like, sometimes they have to move, because of a job or for whatever reason. And sometimes you just can't take the pet with you to where you're going. And so luckily there's a lot of people out there who, you know, will rescue and adopt and, take good care of your pet. So, well, that's all I wanted to talk about today. So, I don't want to make this a long video. So, thanks for watching, and you have a great day today and a great week. And thank you for watching. You can subscribe and, comment, like, and that helps encourage me to continue to make videos that I was reluctant to do, and still sometimes I am. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.